Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I got a comment from a lady on a YouTube video I did recently, and she said, if this guy would, I'm not quoting her exactly, but she said, if this guy would just realize there's not just one way to win in court, there's all kinds of different ways, and just because he won the way that he did doesn't mean it applies to everybody else. This is how not smart people are. This is what happens when people are emotionally triggered. Like, I got a lot of people who are following me. They're not that smart. Or they make impulsive decisions and just run up in people and have kids and don't have to use any discretion, have multiple different babies' moms or whatever. Or they get triggered by what I say because they lost. And they say, well, you're just because they don't like the way that I'm talking about winning, fighting hard, exerting effort, and going forward and getting on the offensive. They don't like that language, so they say there's other ways to win. But she didn't say what those other ways are. This goes to show the average person doesn't know how to listen, doesn't pay attention, flips, talks out the side of their neck and just flips and rolls stuff off their tongue, and they don't even know what they're talking about, talks out of their rear, instead of just shutting up and listening. So first of all, a problem with what she's saying, and I'm going to put this on the YouTube channel, I'm going to tell her, this is my response to your thing. First of all, she makes a vague allegation that I'm only saying one thing. What one thing are you talking about? Fighting hard? That's really vague. I'm telling people to fight hard and do everything that they can and use every weapon available. That's the same strategy in any war, in any sport. If you're going to be a good business person, that's the strategy in life. It's actually a vague, overbroad strategy for how to do everything. And she's like, oh, he just says there's just one way. I'm saying it's making an all-out effort, exert effort, or just quit, because there's no in between. Any half-ass doing anything isn't going to help you. So, first of all, I don't even know what her delusional point was. Second of all, she was talking so vague. She just said there's multiple ways of winning, but she didn't have an answer. She didn't have a testimony that she won. It sounds like she's somebody who's lost in court and doesn't like me saying you got to exert some effort. So she's mad. So she just says some emotionally triggered, emotional basket case weird comment. This is the average person I'm dealing with. The people who actually win and fight and get results right away, they're like, James, I need to talk to you. When can I get an appointment? Let's get an appointment. And they're matter of fact and they're decisive. All these other people are like, hey, I don't like the way he's talking. Is there another way? Or this, I don't like this. This isn't nice. And they're so indecisive, they'll call me and say, hey, I need to talk to you. Okay, when do you want to talk? I don't know. I got to do this on Thursday. I got to do this on Friday. How about Saturday night at 10 p.m. your time? No, that's not going to work. Okay, well, I got this and that. And I can't do it. And they'll tell me all the times they can't do it. Dude, just tell me when you want to do an appointment. And then they just want to go back and forth and not make a decision. I'm like, when are you available? I'm wide open Thursday. Okay, well, I'll get back to you Thursday. Oh, what part of the day Thursday? And they want to have a big colloquy, a big long speech and say, make a decision. People who do stuff like that are going to be in court like, I don't know, should I do a motion here? Or should I just wait? Or should I not get on the offensive? Or should I get on the offensive? Should I do it? A double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. All right, what about this? Make a decision and go for it. You don't have a job, you're broke, you need money, or should I apply at Walmart or Amazon or this and that? And while you're sitting there debating whether to apply for anything, you're sitting on your ass doing nothing, continue to go broke. Get off your ass and just go apply for something. That would be stupid if you were broke and rent was due and you could get a job and there's all kinds of openings. And you're like, which one should I do? And you're so puzzled about and indecisive that you don't make a decision, that you just sit there. That sums it up what happens in family court for a lot of people. Everybody's just paralyzed to not do anything because there's all these options. All these gurus are saying this and that. James won in court. This worked for me. Why wouldn't you try it? instead of getting offended and saying, oh my God, I don't like what he says. It hurts my feelings. And there's so many other ways to fight. Oh yeah? What? Which way? Tell me, dork, which way works? Instead of, you half-ass it in your case, so you get on my page and you half-ass a comment. Where's your answers that worked? What are you even talking about? I'm going to have to stop even looking at and watching the comments. I got people in the comments saying, hey, I need to talk to you. How do I get a hold of you? I tell people to click the link in my bio. Everybody in the world except you knows that most people have a link under their YouTube videos, or a link in their bio, or a link that goes to a website, or on my Instagram, there's a button that says contact information. There's my flow page, which has contact information. Sometimes I tell people, here's my contact information. And people are still so lazy and dumb that they will say, how do I contact you? Or please DM me. Like, you're just so lazy, you're just going to sit back and wait. And if I don't DM you, you're not going to learn the skills to fight for your kid. This is insane. You guys think the family court is insane. Some of you guys are insane. If it doesn't apply to you, you don't have to worry about it. You know, the dog who gets hit with a rock is the one who barks. Or whatever the saying is. Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to get up here and talk about all the ways to fight? All the ways to win? There's other ways to win? This is what happens when you live in a society of a bunch of softball, vague, ambiguous, love is everybody and everybody is love, and let's just love one another. All these utopian weirdos who just, everybody wants to get along and wants to be at peace, but the reality is that it's a cold world, and you're going to pretend that everybody should just love and get along and be unrealistic about it. And the lady is sitting here saying, James's one way isn't the only way. First of all, you airhead, you obviously haven't paid attention. You're coming on my page, you watch one video, and you think you're an expert on everything that I talk about. Or if you've watched my video, then you are having what's called an unteachable spirit. You can't listen and absorb anything. And if you utterly failed in court, it's because you can't get your own dumbass to pay attention, write stuff down, and follow instructions. I have people all the time. They don't listen to a word I say. I break it down. I slow it down. They don't listen. They got their mind made up about how it should be or whatever. So this lady, she obviously can't listen because I've helped thousands of people win in court. And she's sitting there saying, just because it works for James doesn't mean it worked for everybody else. It's worked for thousands of people. Everybody who doesn't do what I'm talking about loses. Like, people just make excuses for not. This is really what it is. You're making an excuse for not want to fight the only way that works to win. And the only way isn't a narrow-minded, you only follow these steps. I'm not giving somebody, follow these steps and this is the only way. I'm telling people, you can only win anything in life if you put effort into it and work hard and learn everything. The more you know, the more you learn, the more you get on the offensive, the more you learn all the tricks and do all of them, the better chance you have to get something fair. The end. And then I tell people use all the weapons, all the opportunities, all the options available. How is that a narrow-minded one way? You got to be a delusional, mentally ill, psychotic, emotional basket case weirdo to actually think that and say something stupid like that. Like, people come from such the weirdest, dumbest angles. And also people want to complicate stuff. Oh, what about this or what about that? And my attorney said this and my attorney said that. And the judge said, look, man, go to court, just like with the job thing. Go apply for a job and get something. Try something that worked for James. Or else go to the other pages with all these other people with all these testimonies of how well it worked for them. Oh, wait, there's nobody else out there talking about this stuff. Or go in the comments and talk to the dingbat airhead who said, oh, James is saying his way is the only way. The only way, I stumbled across the way. It's not my way. I got on the offensive and went to war, and it worked for me. And it's worked for everybody else. So I'm sticking to it. Yeah, you have to use all your weapons available, and you have to fight and get on the offensive. I'm sorry you don't like that way. What other thousands of people you know worked your way?